Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gdansk, Week 6 on the ISU Junior Grand Prix. I'm your host, Ted Barton, and we continue with Day 1 competition here at the Baltic Cup. We just watched 49 women in their short program, and now we move on to the pairs short. There are 10 teams from 7 nations, and this is the last chance for teams to qualify for the Junior Grand Prix final in Torino. So the pressure is really on. The battle for those Junior Grand Prix final spots starts with the pairs short right now. Welcome back, everyone, to Gdansk, the Junior Pairs Short Program, coming up in just a few moments as we fly towards the Latvia Arena here, host of the second week of competition. Of course, last week, the Solidarity Cup, now the Baltic Cup. I'm Ted Barton, your host, joined by Mark Hunready. Mark, welcome back to your short trip home and back quickly here to Gdansk.
Yeah, short and sweet. Glad to be here as we look to see the judging panel. Host of different federations sending officials to officiate on this event, and exciting to see this last pairs competition of the Junior Grand Prix series and the final few teams decided for the Junior Grand Prix final.
Yeah, just on the officials, we thank them for all their time and dedication to the sport, and, leaving work and leaving families to come here and judge these events is greatly appreciated. Of course, so critical to the success of this sport around the world.
So true, and I think often the skaters, myself included, would fear and be a bit intimidated perhaps by the judges, but now being on the other side, having a little bit more wisdom, I appreciate that the judges are still human and that the voluntary time they give up is quite amazing.
The world of skating has greatly changed in the knowledge of what everybody does. I would say the world of figure skating has come together more. I mean, it's not always perfect, that's for sure, but it's sort of a family, and it's complicated, and it's not an easy sport to either do as an athlete or to coach or to judge. But one thing everyone has in common is a love for it, and they want to help it, and so that's what sort of pulls us all together.
And I think that the system now, with all of the communications that the ISU put out at the beginning of each season, demystify the work of the judges and the technical panels and allow us to just to really appreciate the criteria necessary for success, and it makes autonomy really available to the skaters and the coaches. It's very clear as to what needs to be done to gain higher scores. It's not like it's a mystery anymore.
No, it's interesting though. People say, wow, it's so complicated. Yes, and that's why people get trained to evaluate it, and they go through intense training and examinations, and there is an awful lot of detail. But for the athlete coming off the ice, when they see a score goes up, they know that when they look at the report card, what they have done is what directed that score. And so it's not pointing fingers as much anymore as looking in the mirror and understanding what could I have done better. Here it is. I fell short on this PC or whatever.
And there's a two-pronged approach. The skaters will be really conscious of the need to improve their technical element score, but in addition to that, their program components as well. So the training dependent upon the environment that they train in and the hours of ice time available to them. There'll be time spent on the skating skills, and then there'll be time spent on the technical elements as well.
Yeah, and as we watch the junior pairs here, of course, we've talked about this. This is a more difficult discipline to have higher PCs from a performance perspective, because each one of these elements takes a long time. Look at here, we're looking at a lift. It's covering a lot of ice, but it's also covering a lot of time. And that time is used on a technical element, not necessarily in performance, although the technical elements are part of the performance. So it's a little bit different in pair skating. There's less time to create a story and a character. We'll start to see that a little bit more in seniors, of course.
And even then, though, with the seniors, very hard to demonstrate expressiveness and projection when the man has to be so mindful of safety.
Yes.
And the woman is in a position where it's very difficult to express when you're in a position like we just saw.
Upside down and don't move, right? So So it is different, but it's also exhilarating, exciting. And we've often talked about how unique these individual men and women are in the discipline of pairs. It takes a special type of person, as every discipline does, but this is a different type of person that gravitates towards the pair discipline.
They're really just nothing but respect. And I think sometimes I fear saying the same things time and time again at each event, Ted, but
don't fear it, because you know what, if you do a lot of this, which you will, you'll repeat yourself many times. Just find different words to do the same thing.
Broaden your vocabulary to say
exactly.
the same thing. Yeah. But I can't help but want to reiterate that the bravery and strength of character that the pairs discipline requires is just so admirable.
It is, and I've done pairs myself, so I know that as well as singles. And I was a much better single skater than I was a pair skater, because I wasn't that physically strong. But just understanding the responsibility you have for the protection of your partner is just huge.
And that can be kind of exhilarating and exciting to know that you have the responsibility of looking after another human to make them look spectacular in the air.
Yeah. As we look at Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher from Canada, and we talk about different personalities. We were talking about relationships with different personalities. Kieran is very quiet and sort of reserved. Not so with Chloe. Bags of personality, but it's a perfect match, right? So just having different personalities. And that's a big part of the secret in dance and in pair skating, is the two individuals finding common ground, and no matter what they're like as individuals, making sure that the team itself is a team.
And, fascinating to see two humans not necessarily thrown together. It depends on their coaches as to whether or not they've been encouraged to come together, but sharing a common goal. And we've seen, obviously, teammates who have the different personalities, different temperaments, different lifestyles, different life choices, but because they're sharing a common goal of creating the best skating they can, it's fascinating to see how two people can become harmonious in day-to-day training.
Hey, listen, that's the secret to success in life, in school, and family, and business, is learning, finding common ground with whoever you're working with. As we look at all the flags that represent the countries here at the Baltic Cup.
I think we're at 41 different nations, Ted?
I think so, yeah. That's
right. Amazing that is.
It is.
And we've seen today the first ever skater from Kuwait competing at an ISU event, which is incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Likely that representation in the pairs competition from other skating nations would be later.
Yeah.
Because the formation of a pair team just takes that little bit longer.
Yeah, you'll see that in singles a lot earlier than you will in the other disciplines, and then next dance, and then pairs after that. As they clear the ice for the first group of 10 teams in the pairs free program. And remember, short program, pardon me, that this is the final pairs competition, so the points are so critical. There are some teams here at this competition on the cusp of making it. They're going to have to skate, relatively clean and perform well.
On the ice, representing Great Britain.
And in this instance, this pair team, Lucy Hay and Cam McLeod from Great Britain, not vying for a spot at the Junior Grand Prix final, but wanted to consolidate on their first Junior Grand Prix experience from Ostrava.
Skating To Put It On Me by Matt Mason. Well, Lucy and Kyle from Great Britain, this team has only been skating together for a year, and, you know, they had a challenging program here. Just got out of sync. That lift came down the Group 5 axle lift. We'll see whether Kyle actually locked his elbows. It is at the moment in as a base. It's Group 5 step lift, actually. But just some other challenges throughout the program.
And it's a shame because the couple competed at their first Junior Grand Prix assignment in Ostrava, and their coach, Simon Briggs, just saying that they wanted to really follow on from that experience. And I thought at the beginning of the program that they looked just more assured, more self-confident, as you would expect a little later in the season. And just a shame that Kyle had that frustrating outcome for a change for accommodation spin as we look at the split twist.
It's in at a base level for that, and here are the double loops. That was nicely done. Here's the lift. Let's see the elbows get. Yeah, I'm not sure they ever got fully locked. That is in at 0, so that lift did not get set. There's the throw double flip. No problem there. The back inside despo. Not enough pressure here. She was too close to Kyle, and you need that distance and that pull between the partners to create force for the woman to be able to get down into that position.
And just really strengthening the reality that the elements for the junior pairs really difficult. The Group 5 lift, incredibly difficult, and the backward inside edge to be used on the death spiral, more difficult than some of the other options that have been used in the short program in previous seasons. And for a team that hasn't had the exposure or the time spent together for long, then it can be a huge challenge.
Yeah, on a good day in practice, they probably do all these elements to the best of their ability, but without having enough mileage in practice to translate into competition, you know, it was a bit of a challenge here today. No question. We'll see a score of 22.52 for Lucy Hay and Kyle McLeod from Great Britain, first team out in this event.
Great Britain have earned a short program 22.52 total points. Przed Państwem reprezentanci Kanady. On the ice representing Canada, Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher.
Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher, following their bronze medal at Czech skate, they'll be eager to return to the podium here.
And they're one of the teams on the cusp. They need two good programs here, coached by Bruno Marcotte. Brian Shales, 47.93, this season's best, skating to If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys.
Some
A solid program by Chloe Panetta and Karen Thrasher of Canada. Couple mistakes here and there. The double axel, of course, for Chloe a little bit, and that back inside Despal in at level 1. So, although it's under review, we'll see what happens with that. But a nice program as well.
Yeah, a really nice program. And although there are mistakes, as you mentioned, Ted, I'm just so impressed by Chloe's commitment to the performance. And as a vast generalisation, it tends to be the case that there's not as much expression within the pairs competition because there's so much focus on the difficulty of the technical elements. But she absolutely lives it, doesn't she?
Well, she is very expressive in live in person, and also translates onto the ice, which is just brilliant. It's just wonderful, and I think you'll see a lot of wonderful performances by Chloe and Kieran in the future. Kieran, of course, was a great hockey player, so he's made this transition into our sport kind of like a movie. There's the triple twist, and that's in the level 2, so 4.63 points earned on that. Here's the double axel. Let's see what happens to Chloe here. Good takeoff, just on the heel of the blade on the landing. That's that Group 5 reverse, very difficult as Chloe goes in blind, and Kieran gives good flow through this lift all the way. The difficult dismount that is in at level 4, so 7.40 earned on that. There's the low double Lutz, no problem.
And Bruno Marcotte, their coach's wife, Megan Duhamel, former world champion, was saying that Chloe was injured in the off-season, preventing them from practicing throw triple, and they know they want that for later in the season. They'll be eager to represent Canada again at the World Junior Championships, having placed 7th.
I mean, think about how much experience there is between Megan Duhamel and Bruno Marcotte in skating pairs and teaching pairs. It's just quite remarkable. So this team is in good hands with lots of information, that's for sure.
And they can rest comfortable and confident in the knowledge that the team that they're working with has been so successful. Look at the commitment to that finished position, right to the fingertips.
And that Despal did get upgraded to level 2, so that is good. Just 3 elements in the minuses, but just barely. So overall, you'll see a pretty good score here. 47.93 is their season's best. This is just a little bit short of that, of 47.44. Second team out, and let they take over first.
They are currently in first place.
The Ukrainian team, who we saw compete and win the silver medal at the Solidarity Cup last week, Violeta Siereva and Ivan Kopta opening the program for a huge triple twist.
Well, 15 and 19 years of age, 55.23, season's best in the short program.
Ukraine's Violeta Sierova and Ivan Kopta, silver medalists last week here in this very arena, and hoping to secure another medal and potentially the chance to compete at the Junior Grand Prix final in December.
Well, the opening element, the twist, is in at a level 3. It was just massive with a 1.38 GOE and a 7.08 points for that first element in this program. Clearly their best element.
And interesting to see, Ted, again, that this team will be looking at another mid-50 score without doing the side-by-side double axel. The teams are offered the chance to pick either side-by-side double loop jumps or side-by-side double axels, which is more difficult. Also, chance to do a throw triple toe jump, throw triple flip, throw triple loops. But this team doing the throw double, and yet still the quality of their pairs elements and their program component scores helping them secure mid-50s in the short.
Well, look at the posture of Ivan coming up. Just beautiful quality. And here's the twist. Watch this. There's the split, the hands at the side, the catch. 3 of the 4 features there, and great quality and speed throughout that element. And here's the throw and double flip. Pretty good unison on that first sit spin into the back camel as well. And not easy, of course.
No, a unique choice of position.
Yeah.
And this team were just ahead of the Canadians that we saw previously, Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher, who were 7th at Junior Worlds. This team 6th at Junior World Championships. And really great quality within the Group 5 lift, coming in at level 4 with an indisputably good creative execution.
Yeah, this team has really improved their quality of their elements. And, of course, they already have really nice style.
And interesting to note, they're now having to train in Bergamo in Italy and in Oberstdorf in Germany. And I love the fact that we can hear such great support for the Ukrainians here in Gdansk.
And now we get a little playfulness and the smile out of Violeta. Short program scores. Season best 55.50. And that moves Violeta and Ivan currently into first place after 3 teams.
This is their new season's best. They are currently in first place. The following skaters may now take the ice for a 6-minute warm-up. From Spain, Carolina Campillo and Miguel Martos. From Australia, Anastasia Georgieva and Hector Metapoulos. From Germany, Sonia Luenhuis and Robert Luenhuis.
As the next warm-up group starts to take the ice for their 6-minute warm-up, we see yet again a real... Woo, oh gosh. Oh, nightmare. There's been a collision on the ice at the far end of the rink as the teams warm up and prepare. And that, I think, is between the Spanish and German teams, less experienced than the Australians who are in the group.
Yeah, it's always difficult when you start skating with teams you haven't trained with, just understanding their patterns. And you can see just coming over to the boards, just checking to see if there's any injury that might prevent this team from continuing.
And if not an injury, then of course it's emotionally challenging to come back from that.
Yeah, and quite often that's the shock, you know. But if they get back in the rest of this warm-up, things will be okay.
And that is the Spanish team, Carolina Campillo and Miguel Martos. And they've had just the one Junior Grand Prix experience when they competed in Riga. Still a team very early in their skating career as a pair team. The standout team in this warm-up group will be the World Junior Silver medalists, Anastasia Golyubeva and Hector Giotopoulos-Moore, who won convincingly at the Solidarity Cup last week.
And they were fun to interview.
Yeah.
You know, great personality, and they were thrilled with the skate and happy to be here for the 2 weeks. A charming couple, that's for sure.
Interesting to see how that Australian team will come up against Sofia Baram and Daniel Chumetsev from America, who will compete the second to last couple in this competition. The Americans have the highest junior short program score of the series so far. Again, please do send us your questions, your comments. Let us know where you're watching and listening from using the hashtag JGPFigure. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to see hear your impressions of the series so far, any standout performances, and what you might be looking forward to. Any teams that you're desperate to see try and secure a place at the final in Torino.
Well, a standout performance has been the Polish Federation and all the work that they have done to absorb 2 competitions when they only had 1, and then a whole mess more skaters. So they've just done a brilliant job, and they, look, always with a smile on their face, but they have to be tired in handling all of this in such a short period of time. So we thank them for all their dedication and work, both their staff and volunteers.
Even me being thrown into the mix, it was another hotel room to sort last minute, and they did it without any question or hesitation. So.
Well, I questioned them, but,
Don't bring him back.
Yeah. No. All great.
And there does seem, I think, even as each event has proceeded through the series, there seems to be just an increasing comfort from all involved, all the coaches who are returning to their second events. I think I've noticed that as well, Ted, is that we're now in the final 2 events of the Junior Grand Prix series, and so many of the coaches and the skaters returning, and there is just a feeling of familiarity and comfort and family, as you've said, as they return to the competition. It doesn't seem the same tension.
It's kind of an intimate setting, really, in many ways, because when you are traveling and living and training with the same skaters and coaches, you've seen each other, you get a little bit more comfortable. And there are more discussions that happen, more friendships get bonded, over all those weeks. So we see that happening as we progress through the Junior Grand Prix. And it's nice to see, and certainly more comfortable and more fun as well.
Yeah, and with the pairs discipline being relatively smaller, I think that most teams we've had at any of the events is 10 teams. So smaller, more intimate, and therefore more supportive of one another.
Yeah.
And there were 10 teams that competed at the Junior World Championships in Estonia last season. So we're all hopeful that these teams will continue to grow, and perhaps even new teams will be formed that will get the chance to compete and secure the minimum technical element score required to compete at Junior World Championships. That will be the challenge for some of the teams that we've got competing at this stage. No minimum technical element scores required to compete on the Junior Grand Prix.
But 23 points for the short program and 34 points for the free.
You beat me to it. I was trying to race hard to get it.
Well, I thought, hey, listen, I lose most of the time, so I just thought I would try to win one.
Ted
right?
won, Mark nil.
No, not true at all. Not true.
What do you think with my virtual library of different notes, and I come with an army of different things to clutter up our workspace?
No, it's all great, though. You bring great information, so important and accurate as well, and an insight into some of the rules. And we do find ourselves, of course, repeating ourselves a lot, but we're covering a lot. There's a lot of skating to cover. And you have different audiences, different audience for pairs and dance and men and women, all sorts of different audience. So you do need to repeat a lot of the information.
We should tally up the number of hours of commentary this Junior Grand Prix series has given us, Ted. How many hours of our,
I don't know.
our verbal blah?
It's a really good question.
Maybe we shouldn't, actually. Maybe that would be scary.
That would be not very nice.
So the warm-up is over, and now we send our very best wishes to the team that were involved in that collision at the start of the 6-minute warm-up. So a quick turnaround to regroup for Spain's Carolina Shancabillo and Miguel Martos.
Well, 33.76, their personal best, 14 and 18 years old. They'll skate the short program here. To Love That Let's Go by Hannah Montana, and I Love Rock and Roll.
Really pleased to see the hug between Carolina Chancampillo and Miguel Martos as they finished the short program. Obvious frustration and disappointment that the Group 5 lift didn't go up. But and also, Ted, this couple were 6 of the 6 teams competing at the Riga Cup. And yeah, I really like them. I think that there's just a good energy about the team, and you hope that frustration with the lift not going up, having not 6 of 6 teams at their first event, you just want to encourage them to know you're doing a good job. You are also, and you're trailblazers for having the courage to go for the pairs competition, and let's just hope that that's rewarded with.
Miguel did a great job in bringing that lift down onto his shoulders just to be safe. It didn't go all the way up. He didn't try to push it up when he didn't have that timing to get up. And we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Here's the double twist. This is sitting at a base level. Of course, none of the features are there. That's okay. It's just a good starting point for a young team with the double loops. Not a problem here. 2 foot there. But Carolina, of course, here's that lift. Didn't go all the way up. He put her on the shoulders just to safely let her down on the ice. That's the thing to do. Once that lift does not go up, be safe. Get your partner back onto the ice safely.
The repercussions then paved the way with the musicality just being a little early in the program. And so now just want to encourage the team now, stay together. It's so easy for a team to find frustration in the result, but I think there's lots of positives here. I really like their interpretation, and I love the fact that after the event they shared a good connection with each other. So to me that cements the idea that this team knows this is all lesson learning and that their future success is built upon the time.
Yeah, and this difficult discipline, there's new elements. You learn it as a single skater, but now what? Now you got to do lifts, you got to do death spirals, you have to do all twists. Those are all new experiences and new feelings for skaters, so that simply takes time. If you're not prepared to put time in, success is elusive.
No overnight successes in pair skating.
No, 26.15 for the short program for Carolina and Miguel, and that'll put them currently into 3rd place.
Spain have earned in the short program 26.15 total points. They are currently in 3rd place.
The champions at the Solidarity Cup here in Gdansk last week, World Junior silver medalists, looking for another title here. Anastasia Golyubeva and Hector Diotopoulos were
16 and 20 years old, 61.72 at the World Junior Championships, and last week was 58.03 for the short program, looking to improve on that and solidify their position and their ticket to Torino for the Junior Grand Prix final. But 2 programs to skate. Yeah, skating to Architect of the Mind by Carrie Musi. A really neat program. I love the intensity of the music for sure. They have two elements under review. Step sequence in at a level 4. You rarely see that in juniors, let alone seniors. But they took their time, got all the features, all the turns, and the steps required.
Yes, and just interesting to just look back and see how this will compare with last week's short program performance. We saw Hector obviously winning, and then explained to us that they'd organised ice on Sunday after the Solidarity Cup. They didn't compete on the Saturday. Their competition finished on Friday, and straight back into training here in Gdansk to prepare for this event. Also, shout out to Hector's mum, who said that she enjoys the commentary.
Yes, shout out to both moms, I think.
I'm sure, yeah, definitely to both.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Now this is, a super triple twist level 2, so let's see what features we have here. We've got the steps coming in. There's the no split, arms down to the side and catch. So I would think that were the 2 features. As we look here at the double axles, we'll see what happens to Anastasia. A little bit late on the takeoff and back on the heel on the landing. Gets out of the way of that blade coming around on the landing position of Hector. Here's the throw, triple toe loop, swish. That was beautiful. Nice flow on the landing as well. The back inside death spiral. This is in at just base.
So that will be dependent probably upon Anastasia's position.
Yeah.
So tech panel looking to see that her lowest hip should not be higher than her skating knee.
Yeah, there was a question on that. So they didn't get a level on the back inside death spiral. Good overall mechanics of it, but there are features they need to accomplish to get into the levels. And a little bit off, a little bit late on the end of the music, but when this program all gets tight and together, it's really powerful and dramatic.
Yeah, and I just think it's wonderful that there's such great pair skating coming out of Australia. The coach,
yeah, love it, love it.
Galina and Andrei Pashin, responsible for the Junior World Champions from Australia, I think back in 2017 as well. So great work by the team.
Season's best with a 59.90, and that'll put Anastasia and Hector into first place. And there's lots of room for growth here, so more to come from this team.
Australia have earned in short program 59.50 points, which is their new season's best. They're currently in first place. Przywitamy reprezentantów Niemiec. Next to skate representing Germany, Sonia Lumenthal and Clara Ivanova.
The next team on the ice, Sonia Lewenertz and Robert Lewenertz, the brother and sister team from Germany.
27.45, their personal best in Ostrava. Wow, a lot of support.
Yeah, the German support team entering the challenge for best support crowd here in Gdansk.
That was a good skate for Sonia and Robert. And you can see the smiles on their face as well coming off the ice.
Yeah, and fantastic to see the massive progress since their competition in Ostrava when they competed at Czech Skate. Their short program there was 27 points. And they will obliterate that with the skate here.
Yeah, they were all together, more confident here tonight.
Just a really fascinating dynamic of a brother and sister team.
And as you see the steps coming into the twist, there's the split and the catch. That's in at level 2. So 2 of the features is the double loop. Quickly into the step. Group 5 lift. Nice turned out toes. Good position. There's the one arm. Catch the blade. And that is in at level 2. So 2 of the features accomplished in that step lift. Flying Camel's a little out of sync when they first started this spin. Line change combination spin. They got 4 levels on this spin, but minus GUE at the end of the program.
And we've seen a few teams from Germany competing on the Junior Grand Prix series already, so I'm sure lots of different skaters, different pair teams vying to get the spot to compete at Junior World Championships, provided they get those minimum technical element scores.
And Coach Rico Rex in the kiss and cry. Great amount of experience there.
And we've spoken about the fascinating dynamic between a pair team and how there's so much responsibility for them both to keep each other safe. Add into that siblings as well.
Yeah, it's true. Short program scores for Sonia and Robert. Season's best, 38.71. They look pretty happy with that, and that'll put this team currently into 4th place. As a look at your top 5 on the leaderboard after 2 groups, 4 teams to come after the ice resurfacing. As you scramble for your phone to find out the list of videos.
Yes, we can look again back at some of the interviews that we've been able to enjoy from last week's competition. We get the chance to hear from Luca Broussard, who was the champion in the men's competition at the Solidarity Cup. Before then, heading to the ISU Center of Excellence in Detroit for an insight into the flip jump, before finally the wonderful We Get Up Again video featuring the voice of Spanish world champion Javi Fernandez.
We'll be back after a short break right after this. Final day of competition here in Gdansk, and I'm here with the men's champion, Luca Broussard of the United States. You came from 5th to 1st. That was quite a move. How did you feel about that as you were watching the competition roll along?
It was really surreal. I didn't expect it, and I'm very proud of myself.
You should be. Such a beautiful skater, sensitive in many ways and powerful and strong. You know, where did you get all that from, especially the beautiful movement that you portray throughout the program?
I think my choreographer, Corey Martin, really helped a lot. And, well, both of my coaches really helped a lot, like letting me know that skating is ice skating first, then jumping. And I guess I've had that idea in my head for a long time, so it's really important to me that I skate.
Okay. Now, I had a chance to speak with your coaches before this interview, and I asked them what the special attributes are around you, and they said, well, you know, you had a difficult year last year with lots of injury, and you had to miss a lot of competitions. In fact, I believe this is only your 2nd competition this year. You know, how did you overcome that to get to this point?
It was pretty difficult. I mean, I was off the ice for I think almost 4 months, 3.5 months. It was really just about coming back stronger, and even though I knew it'd be really hard to get back to jumping to my full potential, it was all about like skating skills and, you know, more drills than spills before I really started jumping like I can now. Yeah, I'd say. I took it kind of like a mental, just a mental break from skating, because it was a long time. Missing Junior Worlds was really hard, but I was able to get through it with thinking about it kind of like a vacation, even though it's not a vacation.
Well, skating has a lot of ups and downs, and you have to fight through those down times to get up, and you've done that just so beautifully. What a wonderful skater, wonderful performer. So good luck the rest of the season. The champion here in Gdansk, Luca Broussard from the United States.
Welcome to the ISU Centers of Excellence. My name is Jason Dungeon. I'm a coach on staff in the Detroit Skating Club in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Today, we're going to be speaking about the flip jump. I mean, obviously you've seen it done single, double, triple, and quads now. So, traditionally, the flip is done off either a 3-turn or a mohawk. Today, we're going to see the single and double flips. But what's most important about the flip jump is that when the takeoff commences, you see a clean back inside edge. When I start to teach the single flip, what's important is how we line up the takeoff. All right, so I usually have my students stand, feet together, arms at their sides. I have them take their right foot, put it back in line with the right shoulder. Cross their hands across their chest, rotate their shoulders, and open up. And that's your takeoff position. So, once we've established your takeoff position, the important thing is to keep your weight on your left foot as you draw back so you can transfer to the right to leave the ice. That is what will keep you on a clean back inside edge. On the single, we draw back, we lift up, foot comes in, toes pointed down, we just stay there. On the double, same takeoff. Now we bring both feet down together. And on a triple, we're going to come up, and as we step down, switch feet and lock our ankles together. Remember, it's a toe jump, which means I must put my toe in the ice before I try to jump. That's one of the most common mistakes I see. And secondly, the one thing we never ever have to move when we jump is our head. It should always stay very still through the whole jumping process. So, I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you got some good pointers from it, and I hope it helps you find the flip of your future. Thank you, and good luck.
If you dream of standing ovations, gold medals, and record-breaking times, know one thing. The track to glory won't always be clear. There will be bumps along the way. Tears will be shed. Limbs will be bruised. And so will egos.
Jump to the inside lane. He should have sucked where he was.
But however hard you fall, however bad you fail, you must always get up again, up again, up again. To rule the ice, you need to silence the critics, including the ones in your own head. Be proud of who you are. When others want you to hide, don't be afraid of what might happen. Embrace the future instead. Because to be a champion like me,
From Spain, Javier Fernandez.
to reach a higher level, you have to take risks. and learn from your mistakes. Only then will you get up again. Up again. Up again.
The following skaters may now take the ice for a 6 minutes warm-up. From Canada, Avara Kent and Jonathan Elizarov. From Canada, Ashley Schmitz and Krista Taylor. From the United States of America, Sofia Barra and Daniel Timonson. From Germany, Alia Ackermann and Sophia Harris.
Welcome back to Gdansk for the third and final group of pairs in the pairs short program. We can get excited about a battle brewing between the American team of Sophia Barham and Daniel Timonson.
Brewing!
A battle brewing, aye.
Oh my gosh. But it is a battle of sorts with yourselves, mostly, because you've got to produce what you're capable of. That's the first job in hand. And then let the cards lay where they may.
And so many different influences and so many different types of life coming together in the pairs competition. We've seen skaters from literally all across the globe, with the current leaders and last week's winners, Golyubeva and Giotopoulos Moore, coming from Australia, and then the winners of the first pairs competition on the Junior Grand Prix series in this group, Sofia Baram and Daniel Chumetsev, yet to come, and it'll be interesting to see how those two go up against one another. Golyubeva and Giotopoulos Moore, the expected favourites to run away with the junior world title this year after their silver last year, but Baram and Chumetsev have the leading short program score of the series so far.
I think one of the things you're going to enjoy as the years go on is when these young skaters and the juniors move into seniors, and you get to cover them as seniors. So because that's kind of fun, you know. You've got this history behind them, and the stories of when they were juniors, and then you see them 4 or 5 years later, and all of a sudden they're these big strapping adults out in the world championships. It's a lot of fun to be able to follow their career over time.
And then that's when it would become a job. It's a little hard to call something that starts as your hobby when it becomes your job, when it's initially been your passion. But I suppose it can be your passion anyway.
Yeah, and you're talking about the athletes, you know.
Yeah, not the coaches.
No, or you know. No, the athletes in that case, it's, you know, it's a little bit more serious. Yeah, I suppose job-like, because although you still love it, the work is more detailed and more intense, and it's been longer because, you know, early on in your career you spend the first couple of years, you love every moment of it, right? As you get to year 10 and 15, you still love it because it's part of your life, but maybe not to the same degree of excitement as the early stages.
And I think for many, as they go into the senior ranks, then their education can sometimes be completed, or it will go more to side pursuit. A lot of the skaters will continue to pursue some academic interests, but as they move to the senior ranks, then that will be secondary to their training, which will take precedence.
Yeah, I guess that's just called life. Other things go on, take over priority.
That said, we
actually have a question.
Well, we have a. No, I was going to mention.
I don't know. The people are a little bit lazy, a little bit, you know, or maybe
maybe
they just turn us off during the
volume down.
Yeah, volume down.
But we have a skater in this group. Here's a new career start at SpaceX as a propulsion technician. Daniel Chumetsev, who was almost involved in a collision there, is good camaraderie there. He has pursued his passion in skating and continues to go to school to major in engineering, and he's been secretly working on another interesting life goal involving his passion in space flight. Well,
not so secret now. No. You got it out there. Well, that's fantastic. I love knowing more about these young people, and you know, some are great musicians, and some are, you know, students of a high performance level, and some maybe belong to an orchestra, but you know, learning more about their background and their upbringing and their passions in life, other than skating, of course, we greatly appreciate.
It's just really impressive to me to know of athletes that can manage their time well enough to compete at this elite level and still succeed in other areas.
And there's the crazy Canadians.
You can say it, I can't say that.
I know.
This is the only one Grady's caught scored.
Exactly. The kill boy.
We have other teams in this group who come into this event at the Baltic Cup from a different perspective, just grateful for the opportunity to have this learning ground as we see a more diluted Team America, but I'm sure they'll be vocal.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been running this competition. The visuals tell the story.
Yeah. Where's Kayla Smith when you need her? It's all Kayla Smith's fault. It was Kayla Smith, the American pair skater, who was incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, she was great.
I think that was in Ostrava when she competed there with her partner Andy Deng, and she supported the rest of the American team in the singles and in the dance competition with all sorts of headpieces and headset. There we see
the German contingent.
Yeah.
And when you're in the arena, you never know when the camera's on you.
The ice dancers always.
Yes, they do. They always do. And here we go. The final group in the pairs short program. Day one competition here at the Gdansk Cup, or at the Baltic Cup, pardon me.
And the first team taking to the ice after the warm-up, Eva, Ray Kemp, and Jonathan Elizarov. They're second at the Riga Cup.
Well, 45.53 their personal best in the short program as they will skate here early evening to Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better by Bernadette Peters.
Anything you could do, I could do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I
Anything you can be, I can be greater. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you.
can. No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I can get shallow with the bubble narrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on brown.
Yeah.
Southern on rats.
And you know you can sing, I can sing higher.
I can sing it in a higher.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
How do you sing that higher?
I'm a girl.
And you know you can hold, I can hold longer.
I can hold it in a water with you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. Yes, you can. Keep on right here. Oh. Anything you can say, I can say faster.
I can say anything faster than you.
Then you can. The game. I can jump a hurdle.
I can wear a girdle.
I can knit a sweater.
I can sew a sweater.
I can do most anything.
Can you make a pie?
No.
Or leave a cake?
Anything you can sing, I can sing sweeter.
I can sing anything sweet. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I think it's a great choice of music, particularly in pairs, not because they necessarily connected to the story, because it's doing so many long elements, of course, but from an audience perspective, judging perspective, it's interesting to listen to. You're hearing the words. They've got a cute, outfit on. They're skating, somewhat connected to it.
Yeah, great music choice. Such fun and so much potential for musicality and choreography throughout it. I think I love the fact that Eva Ray is now smiling and beaming afterwards, and hopefully as the season progresses she'll be able to tap into more of that performance factor
and move it into the program. You can see just off the top there's a little bit of animation in there and connection, sort of fun with the music, but with pairs, as you mentioned, the gentleman's got to be so careful and safe for the partner, so the focus is on the elements. Here's the double twist that's in level 2, so that was well done. Nice wallies, setting up the double axles. And Eva Ray just steps out and of that. Yeah, and there's the throw double flip. That was nice. Good flow on the landing there.
And Eva Ray she's a great athlete. She looks so strong, and she looked really sharp at the beginning as well. And that's such a brilliant attribute for the pair skaters. The performance factor, the expression, the projection is the thing that's most likely to be developed as the team gains more experience.
Yeah, a little bit later as you don't have to think so much about the elements are automatic, and now you can put your focus and concentration, a little bit more connection to the music. And that simply takes something you will never see that in a first year or 2 or 3 of a para team. It takes, maybe 5 to 10 years to be able to move into that quality of performance.
I think we have to sing the praises of the coaches that create the teams and foster the teams to get to this stage. So much groundwork done before getting to this level of competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Season's best with a 43.85, and that will put Eva Ray and Jonathan currently in the 4th place.
And the next team were
look. That's part of our crew and the Canadian crew. That was hilarious.
The next team were just behind Eva Ray Camp and Jonathan at the Riga Cup. This couple in 3rd place at that event.
40.21, their best so far this season, skating to Night Fever by Bee Gees.
Ashlyn Smith and Tristan Taylor, 16-year-old and 20-year-old from Canada.
Well, out of the 7 elements, 5 are under review, so just some items that the technical panel want to take a look at as they verify the double twist in at level 2. And really an unusual fall for Ashlyn. They had a good program going.
I thought I saw significant progress at the beginning of the program. Looked sharper. Double axles were pretty good. And then what a great save from the team on the lift, but then taking the transitional content.
We'll take a look at some of those elements. Here's the double twist. 2 of the 4 features accomplished. No, actually 1 now. They has been downgraded to a double twist level 1. There's beautiful double axles there with a plus GOE. And there's the lift. This is fine. This is in at a group 3, so just missing one of the features. Watch here. Loss of balance. On contact right there, and he keeps on his feet by Tristan. Great save.
Difficult transitional content entry into the throw, and that was a good recovery. Having had, what we didn't see there was the little stumble from Ashlyn. She did really well to come back there for the throw.
Yes. And started out well on this change combination spin, and then got a little bit off on the second side in at a level 4. With a small minus GOE.
They had no back inside death spiral called when they competed in Riga, and that's come through at this event, so progress made there on that front. 40.21 was their season's best from Riga, and they'll be looking, I'm sure, to close the gap between them and Kemp and Elizarov, who were just ahead of them at that event.
Yeah, all 3 teams pretty similar and at a certain stage of development. And it's nice to have 3 teams here, 3 Canadian teams at least.
Pair skating continues to be strong in Canada.
So important to continue to develop teams. Season's best with a 41.52. But that'll put Ashlyn and Tristan currently into 5th place.
This is their new season's best. They're currently in 5th place.
Well, that's lovely to see. Sofia Baram and Daniel Chumentsev here on the ice, applauding the scores of the Canadians who have just completed their short program. 13-year-old and 20-year-old, taught by coach of the world senior champions, Todd Sand and Jenny Meno.
63.77, big score they earned at Czech Skate. Short program, blah, 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 cha-cha-cha.
Blah, 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 cha-cha-cha. And this is called the blah, blah, cha-cha-cha. If I could rise and rise, don't you know? See the people will say cha-cha-cha, let's go. Someone is falling in his way, and we'll say it's the blah, blah,
And Mark, I hadn't seen this team because I wasn't in Ostrava. I'm so impressed with Sofia. 13 years old, has a maturity on the ice, great skating skills, really nice double axel. Wow.
Yeah, she really, well, the team.
The team,
really,
oh no, yeah, absolutely. The team, amazing, yeah.
But I agree with you. She defies her age, and her body awareness just so incredibly impressive, and she does look like the epitome of, I think, what is wanted and desired really in a good pairs skater.
And that was a really good save by Danielle on the Group 5 reverse lift that started to come down. It was in an awkward position, and he thought better just bring it down safely because it was getting perhaps to the dangerous line. And so that lift came down. But the quality of all the other elements, they're still going to give them a pretty good score here.
Yeah, as I mentioned, they did have the highest score of the season so far, but the mistakes on the
great split, great catch. Level 2 on the triple twist. And here are the double axles. Watch both of them right on top. Great speed and flow on the landing. Some change of edge. Inside spread eagle. Lots going on the exit of that. There's the throw double flip. And then here's the Group 5 lift. Let's see what happens here. Just pushed it up, and then hits the toe picks and gets just ahead or behind her turns. Has to bring it down. Wise thing to do, really.
And this, although not in sync, impressive to see an equal range of flexibility from man and woman. And I'm kind of reluctant to mention it, Ted, but the team is so brilliant. It's just really unfortunate that their ages kind of lock them out of senior and junior competitions moving forward. She just 13, he 20, he has to move up to seniors. She can't move up to seniors, but maybe being the clever man that is, Daniel be busily engaged in his new career start at SpaceX till he can wait for
yeah
Sophia to
awkward
join.
That's true. Timing of the ages. Let's take a look at the scores. 56.33 for Sofia and Danielle. That's second in the short program. Still a good score. They're in the running. Not an issue there. And there's a look at the standings of the top 5 so far in this event.
The second German team competing in the junior pairs competition, Alia Ackermann and Tobias Harms.
34.32 personal best and the Riga Cup. And they'll skate the short program to Mac the Knife, performed by Robbie Williams.
Oh, the shark babe has such teeth, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has on that heel, babe, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth deep, scarlet billows start to spread. The fancy gloves, oh, it's on that heat, babe. So there's never a trace of bread on the sidewalk. Oh, Sunday morning, don't you know? Lots of bodies just cruising like when someone sneaking around the corner.
Good job from Alia Ackermann and Tobias Harms. Second of two German pair teams, and both teams having strong performances for themselves here in Gdansk. And at last year's Junior World Championships, the German team finished in 5th place there, but they've now aged out of the junior ranks. And this the future of German junior pair skating.
And looking to top their 34.32, which they earned a little earlier on the Junior Grand Prix, and feeling more comfortable, getting more experience, not having to look for each other, knowing that each other is there, and that just takes time and experience. There's the throw double flip. Nice. We done. And there's the group 5 step lift. It's good stability, the one hand. Grab of the blade, and then the one hand dismount. And that is in at a level 2, so 2 of the features of it. Back inside death spiral here. And this is in at a base level. So, and then the double loops were really nice. We timed.
And although evident that there's still more development both as individual skaters and within their pairs elements, just looking much more comfortable with the program choreography and the elements that need to be done in the junior short.
Both having a pretty good time in the kiss and cry, feeling pretty good about that performance.
I thought the German cheer squad was quite vocal there.
Yeah, they're trying to compete. That's good.
You can see the post-performance analysis with coach.
It's so interesting from the coach's perspective and just seeing how each individual skater are developing in the pair discipline as one aspect, and then how the team is working as another aspect, and what can I introduce as a coach to the next level, right? So there's quality that you're building throughout, but what is the next level of technical difficulty can I add and feel safe about? Let's take a look at the short program scores. Season's best at 35.33, and that I'll put Alaya and Tobias currently into 8th place.
Yerevan and Tobias Harms from Germany have earned in short program 35.33 total points. This is their new season's best. They are currently in 8th place.
Well, Mark, that completes the pairs free program. We have one more event left today. Of course, we had 48 women and 10 pair teams. We have 31 men in the free program coming up in just a little while. So we want to thank everyone for tuning in to both the women's free program and the pairs free. And we will take a short break and be back with the men's free program on day 2 here in Gdansk at the Baltic Cup. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty, enjoying the skating here at this competition. We'll be back after this.